Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into a really interesting set of sources.
Yeah, what have we got?
They explore this, well, this fundamental challenge, I guess. How do you digitize something like altruism?
Ah, okay. Tricky.
Specifically, we're looking at the Be Kind app, trying to figure out how technology takes this abstract idea, virtue, and turns it into something you track, a daily habit.
Right, okay. I've seen stuff on this. It's a system, basically, for structuring goodwill.
Exactly.
One source actually calls it a mission to make kindness the norm. So formalizing it, taking it beyond just feeling kind spontaneously.
Yeah, moving past the intention to be kind and looking at the mechanics, the actual muscle memory of doing it.
Makes sense. You need structure for habits.
And there's this philosophical angle right at the start, too.
Right.
Rousseau asking, what wisdom can you find that is greater than kindness?
High bar.
Sets this really high ideal, right?
Yeah.
Pure wisdom. But the app, well, its success hinges on turning that into a scheduled notification, a repeatable task.
Yeah, that's the tension, isn't it? Can something like kindness actually survive being quantified, measured?
That's the core question we're exploring.
It really is the crux of it. I think the designers must have realized that, pure good intentions often just fizzle out. Daily life gets in the way.
Right. The friction.
Exactly. So what's fascinating is how they try to minimize that friction. Structure, customization.
Okay, let's unpack that structure then. How does the app actually translate that intent into, guaranteed daily action?
Well, it seems to start with giving the user control, agency, right from the get-go.
How so?
You set the time, your most convenient time for the idea of the day notification. So you're basically scheduling your dose of virtue.
Okay.
And crucially, you can customize the types of suggestions. Pick categories, self, community, environment, friends, whatever fits.
So if you're specifically working on, say, being better with family stuff that month, you can filter for that.
Precisely. Makes the challenges feel relevant, manageable for your life.
Okay, but structure's one thing. You need ongoing motivation, right? This is where the gamification piece comes in. The coins, the badges for doing stuff.
Yes, that's the heart of the behavioral loop here. Once you do the act, you tap did it. You can even add a story, maybe a photo, personalize it a bit.
Okay.
And then, boom, you earn coins, you level up. It's that extrinsic motivation paradox kind of in action.
See, my skepticism radar immediately pings there. Is it still really kindness if you're doing it partly for a digital coin or a badge? Doesn't that, undermine the whole selfless aspect?
That's the big debate, right? The sources seem to suggest thinking of the coins and badges as, necessary scaffolding?
Scaffolding.
Yeah, quantifiable signposts, measurable virtue, if you will, especially early on when you're building the habit, that immediate tangible reward.
Even if it's just digital.
Right. It helps the brain link the action being kind with that little reward hit, that dopamine from the badge. The hope, I think, is that the intrinsic satisfaction, the feeling you get from the real-world act itself, eventually takes over once the habit is solid.
So the structure, the rewards, they're just tools to get you there. A means to an end.
That's how it's framed, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the goal itself.
Okay, that reframes it a bit. But, real life interferes. Notifications pop up at bad times. Some ideas just won't work right then. How does it handle that? How do you keep control without just ditching the habit loop?
Good point. The design addresses that. It gives you more nuanced control than just did it.
Like what?
Well, if the timing's off, you can hit will do, plan it for later.
Okay.
And if the idea just doesn't land for you, you can skip.
But can you just skip everything?
No, they limit that. Only one skip per day allowed. So it keeps the challenge, maintains the structure.
Right. Keeps you engaged.
And even the skip has options. You can say, remind me later, so it hides but comes back. Or just hide it so it's gone, but you could find it later in your My Acts list.
So you still have agency, but without totally breaking the commitment to the daily flow.
Exactly. They've thought about maintaining that loop.
Okay, so the structure sounds pretty tight. But a structure is no good if the actual suggestions are dull or always the same. What do the sources say about the variety? And are there any really unusual ideas in there?
Oh, the variety is huge. It covers the whole spectrum of interaction: self, family, friends, community, strangers.
Strangers too.
Yep, and the internet and the environment. The examples really show a focus on making the action feel low cost, easy to do.
Okay, let's look at some easy ones first. The stranger ones like greet a doorman or security person with a smile, compliment an outfit.
Yeah, simple stuff.
But wait, isn't there a risk there, like making someone uncomfortable? or seeming fake if you're just doing it for your badge? How do they handle that potential awkwardness, that forced niceness?
Well, the emphasis seems to be on how simple and universal these acts are. The sources stress they're specific enough to track, but general enough that they don't need huge personal investment or create much friction.
Okay.
Complimenting an outfit is quick, visible, wishing a greeter a good day, just basic acknowledgement. The idea is the structure encourages you to notice opportunities. It trains you to look,
Ah, I see.
which then hopefully makes the sincerity feel more natural over time.
Right, right. It's about priming the pump, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it does push you further sometimes, right? I saw something about harder acts involving other people, young people specifically.
Yeah, this is where it gets deeper, more emotionally invested. There's one called While Young.
What's that?
It suggests taking kids or grandkids, nieces, nephews, whatever, taking them to a store, buying gift cards for them, and then watching them give those cards away to people they think might need them most.
Wow, that's quite involved.
It really is. It's designed as this multi-person effort. It fosters generosity, observation, empathy in the kids, way beyond just clicking a button.
So the app uses digital prompts for these really quite tangible, deep emotional experiences.
Interesting. And what about for friends or loved ones? I saw something about using digital memory.
Yeah, prompting physical gestures, like the Still Have It app.
Tell me about that.
You send someone a photo of a gift they gave you that you still cherish. Or another one, framed memories, print, and actually frame a memorable photo with them.
So it takes a digital reminder and turns it into a physical lasting thing, an artifact of appreciation.
Exactly. It bridges the digital and physical in a nice way.
And there are digital acts too, right, that have real world impact.
Definitely. In the community internet category, there's the drop a pin idea.
On Google Maps.
Yeah. If a new local business isn't listed yet, you add them, help promote them. It's a tiny digital effort, but it could potentially help their business grow. Quite insightful, really.
That is clever. Okay, I have to push back slightly here, though.
Go for it.
The environmental acts, like don't eat meat for one day. The sources give the context, water use, deforestation, emissions.
But is that really an act of kindness habit? Or is the app sort of becoming a lifestyle coach? Feels like scope creep, maybe.
That's a great question. It really pushes on the definition of kindness, doesn't it?
It does.
The way the sources present it, the environment is treated like an extension of the community, a collective thing that needs compassionate action.
Okay.
So by linking not eating meat to the bigger picture greenhouse gases, water, the app frames it as kindness towards the global community, towards future generations.
So it's a deliberate expansion of what kindness traditionally means.
It seems purposeful, yeah, expanding the scope of virtue.
Okay. So historically, kindness is often seen as, personal, solitary reflection, maybe.
Yeah.
But this app seems very social. Let's shift from the individual acts to that social engine. It sounds like it's trying to build a whole community.
Absolutely. That's a huge part of it. The app is explicitly social. It's almost designed as a counter-narrative to the negativity you often find online. It's about collective motivation, connecting with, as they put it, kind and loving people from around the world.
And how does it actually foster that? What are the features? The acts feed must be key.
It's central, yeah. The acts feed lets you see what your friends or even other users are doing. They're documented kind acts.
Is that just for showing off?
Well, the goal seems to be more about inspiration through observation, not just self-congratulation.
Okay.
People share ideas, stories, positive news. The platform even lets you see general user moods, apparently, trying to create this continuous hub for connection, empathy, all based on positive action.
So it's like peer pressure, but for good.
Kind of, yeah. Applied towards positive behavior change.
Motivation through connection and seeing others do good things. That makes sense for keeping a habit going long term. It flips the usual social media dynamic of envy or anger.
Exactly. It actively tries to counter that with collective positive reinforcement, leveraging those social mechanics, but filtering strictly for positivity.
And can you connect more deeply?
Yeah, there's in-app messaging, comments, and you can create or join groups.
Groups for what?
To spread specific kindness campaigns, maybe. Use group announcements. It really builds out that community structure.
Okay, so with this intense focus on like purity and habit, what are the trade-offs? Let's look at the user experience. Feedback, practical stuff, transparency.
Well, the user feedback seems consistently positive about the simplicity and effectiveness.
Yeah.
Acts are described as simple and usually takes a little time and effort. Someone called it the best I've found for this purpose, said it helped them keep a kind-minded heart and stay humble.
That's strong praise.
Yeah.
Now, in today's world, an app like this, especially focused on ethics, you'd expect a subscription. Annoying ads. How does it actually sustain itself?
That's a really striking point in the sources. It speaks to the mission's integrity, I think.
How so?
The business model, it's free, and specifically noted, no annoying ads.
Really?
Yeah, described as just pure kind app, suggests the developers are prioritizing the mission over immediate cash, at least from the user's view.
It's unusual. And refreshing. Okay, but building a community online, especially one based on goodwill, safety has to be a concern, right? Trolls, negativity.
Absolutely. Given it relies on trust, safety seems addressed up front. Standard logins, Facebook, Apple, Google, email.
Okay.
But more importantly, safety features are built in. Age verification at signup, content blocking tools,
Right.
and the ability to block trolls or spammers.
So they're actively trying to maintain that positive environment.
Seems so. Keeping it centered on goodwill.
Did users mention any downsides? Any friction points in the actual structure?
Only one consistent thing seemed to pop up regarding the flow.
What's that?
You can't see the next suggestion until you deal with the current one. Either do it or skip it.
Oh, right.
And even though skipping gives you choices like remind me later, that little pause, that halt in the flow, it was noted as slightly disrupting that instant gratification feel.
A minor bump in the road, maybe?
Seems like it. And the system is set up for feedback. Users can submit their thoughts, suggest new ideas for acts, so it's designed to evolve.
Okay. So we've seen how this abstract ideal kindness gets broken down, transformed into something manageable, customizable, social,
A digital product?
complete with tracking, leveling up, this huge variety of suggestions, touching pretty much every part of life.
Yeah.
It's like a systemic shortcut to building a positive habit.
It is a really remarkable framework, structurally speaking.
Yeah.
And, this brings us to the central important question for you, the listener, to think about as we wrap up this deep dive.
Okay.
The app clearly succeeds in structuring kindness into a habit, using these external rewards. But does tracking it, quantifying it, sharing your good deeds, earning coins and badges, does that ultimately change the nature of the kindness itself?
By introducing that element of self-interest to me.
Exactly. Or is the structure just a necessary tool, a modern way to build a lasting, genuinely positive, real-world habit, whatever digital nudge got you started? That tension, between the purity of the motive and the efficiency of the tool, definitely something worth mulling over. Maybe next time you drop a pin for that local business.